Good evening, dear friends. Today we are honored to have someone who is of a great stature, and I believe that destiny does shape us, and we come across people who are as wonderful as their work is. I have no words to explain my happiness tonight on this show, Deep Talks Virtual Reality on Love and Life. But Srishti would introduce this man who is not only doing wonders in his acting, but more than that, motivating many people around the globe. So we have Srishti and Major Mohammad Ali Shah with us tonight on Deep Talks, and your host is going to be narrating few experiences of her own life while conversing with Major Mohammad Ali Shah. I'm so proud today to have him, the best speaker across the globe, who's going to be sharing his enriching experiences on our show. And it is going to be an amazing conversation full of vitality. So please comment, like, and share if you do really feel that this show deserves to be called a show of love and life. Thank you so much. Welcome, Srishti, on board Deep Talks. And I would love you to introduce the terrific guest tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening and welcome, everyone. It is my honor to introduce to you our guest for tonight, Major Mohammad Ali Shah. Major Mohammad Ali Shah is the most sought after international TEDx speaker who has given the highest number of TEDx talks not only in India but in the world. He was recently invited to speak at the prestigious Seeding STEM Global Summit conducted jointly by the esteemed Cambridge University and London University, and his keynote address on 5th September 2020 was highly applauded by all. He has spoken at two Josh Talks and an MS Talk and various other prestigious events. Major Ali is a lifestyle and wellness coach, motivational speaker, and a storyteller too, having conducted numerous training sessions for corporates and children. His assignments for HDFC Live, wherein sessions of motivational talks were conducted across Pan India, Delhi, Bangalore, and Calcutta, was highly appreciated by one and all and got him standing ovations at all locations. Another interesting and prestigious assignment was for Pyramid Reality, that of a storyteller, to make kids and elders too aware of the Indian culture and rituals and the significance behind the festivals. Of late, he has been continuously working and delivering back to back motivational sessions on dealing with the coronavirus situation to millions across the globe, which has uplifted many people in these trying times. As a motivator and a speaker, he specializes in converting one's negatives into positives, disadvantages into advantages, liabilities into assets, darkness into light, weaknesses into strengths. As an initiative to give back to society, to educate and empower people, Major Ali recently announced his new venture to conduct online learning sessions at an extremely reasonable and affordable rate. This venture, his online communications academy, received an overwhelming response and is doing extremely well. Major Ali Shah was invited to be an Indian jury for the prestigious International Public Speaking Championship that was held for the first time ever in India on the 21st of December 2019 and again in the online version of the same in September 2020. He joined the Short Service Commission in the army to train as a commando and was posted at the Indo-Pak border at the line of control as a young lieutenant. He was awarded a commendation card for his exceptional and meritorious service to the nation for being unmindful of his own personal safety and going beyond the call of duty while serving with the Assam Rifles in the Northeast. He is also a defense expert, a defense analysis and debate panelist on many popular Indian news channels like Aaj Tak, Republic, Times Now, NewsX, Z News, India Head, CNBC, and many more. He has also moderated debate sessions at events organized by prestigious organizations like Entrepreneurs Organization, EO Raipur, the Think Literature Festival held at Renaissance Palai, Mumbai, and at various other such occasions. He did his first play when he was 5 years old and was bitten by the bug of acting ever since. He has a huge body of work in theatre, including several productions with alumni of the National School of Drama. He has been highly appreciated as an actor in the recently released film Yara. He has also played the role of a soldier in the much talked about web series Avrodh as Naik Irfan Khan, based on the Balakot surgical strikes. He is a renowned theatre and film personality too, with several international awards in his kitty. He is also a visiting faculty of Subhash Ghai's Whistling Woods International. He has also been the Jaipur city coordinator for the IPL matches since the last two seasons of IPL, including the women's IPL that started this year. Major Mohammad Ali Shah has acted in FTII alumnus Sriram Raghavan's Agent Vinod and in Vishal Bhardwaj's Feather, which won 5 national awards, apart from several other prestigious film awards. He has also acted in acclaimed filmmaker Janu Bara's Broken Window, produced by Priyanka Chopra. Incidentally and interestingly, most of the filmmakers Shah has worked with are National Film Award winners. Major Ali won the coveted award of Best Actor at the prestigious Delhi International Film Festival, Best Actor at the International Film Festival of Prague, apart from a special mention by jury and critics for outstanding performance, and Best Actor at the Aligarh Film Saaz International Film Festival. He did his schooling from Lawrence School, Lovedale, and graduated from the Ferguson College, Pune. While in Pune, he acted in several short films with the students of the Film and Television Institute of India and has a certificate from there. He is also an alumni of the prestigious IIM Calcutta and has done theatre with participants such as Tom Alter and Nasiruddin Shah, who incidentally is his father's younger brother. His father has served as the Deputy Chief of the Army Staff and also is the former Vice Chancellor of the Aligarh Muslim University and is currently the Pro Chancellor of the prestigious USTM and has been a member of the board of Williams Boys School and IIM Lucknow. At this juncture, I would also feel honored to introduce you with Dr. Gurleen Khokhar, a noble soul and a renowned psychologist. She has conducted so far 66 interviews with celebrated dignitaries prominent in their respective fields from all across the globe for the recognition of their innovative ideas and works for the well being of the society. Dr. Khokhar is also a well known counselor. Anyone who knows her, including me, remain eager to seek her guidance and blessings for a life free of sins and worries. Today, she has chosen Major Muhammad Ali Shah to share his wonderful experiences and achievements in the 67th episode of Deep Talks. I invite all of you to enjoy this terrific and inspiring conversation with her. I am sure that you all will relish this beautiful talk and will also participate in it by commenting, liking, and sharing it with your loved ones. With this, I leave the virtual stage of communication open to the public and ma'am for leading the way up. Thank you, sir and ma'am.
Thank you so much, Srishti. It was wonderful and indeed an introduction that needs and standing ovation. And I'm so sure that Ali is going to be enlightening this virtual reality, and I am going to be so happy in conversation with him tonight. So, welcome once again, Ali, to this wonderful platform where we are going to converse. And I'm sure that there are going to be people who are going to like this conversation for the facts that you'll be sharing with us tonight. And it's my honor to have you on board Deep Talks. It is indeed the best conversation I could ever think of in my life.
Thank you so much, Gurleen. Sat Sri Akal, Ki Hal Chal, Sab Changa. Thank you for inviting me here. And it was actually the standing ovation is not on the introduction. It's the way Srishti introduced me. That is the standing ovation, and she did it so well. So she actually made me look good in front of you all. But don't believe her, guys. She was just being kind. She was just being sweet. So don't believe half those things.
Yes.
All those good things. She was being nice. That's it.
Yes, truly. So, how did this acting stint start in your life? I would love to ask, and the viewers would love to know from you, Ali, that this is something that it is well stated in the introduction that acting bug hit you at the age of 5. So, how would you state that being an actor now, not only on the stage with your real life experiences, you've acted in great movies. How did this all begin? Was it something that just happened and you knew and your parents knew, or was it over the time? And how would you define it now?
Well, Gurleen, firstly, I'd like to say hi to Mr. Arasu P. Arasu P has been
Yes,
commenting. I'm very sweet of Arasu. Thank you very
yes,
much. And please keep them coming. It really encourages us because we don't
yes.
speak in flesh and blood, coming from a theater background where you have people
True.
watching you. This is the only way you know
Yes,
an audience is watching you and responding to you, right?
yes.
Now, how do I start? Gurleen, I was 5 years old. I went on stage for the first time ever in my life, and I enjoyed the feeling of being on stage. And
Great.
then people keep looking out for me. अरे छोटा बच्चा है वो कहाँ है कहाँ है. He was very good on stage. And now stage पे I learned the lines and I had gone with my performance prepared. मालूम था कि ये करने
True,
वाला है. But
true,
in real life, off
true.
stage, what was I?
Yes.
I'll tell you. I was this boy who couldn't speak at all actually. I would stammer, stutter, lisp, get stuck while speaking, introverted, shy, timid boy. In 4G language, you would describe that character as a sissy character. I was that
True.
boy. The backbench of
True.
the class. If
Yes.
a visitor
Totally
would
can
come to my house,
understand.
and if a visitor would come to my house, I would lock myself in the room, go under the bed,
True.
hide, and not come out. क्यों? गलती से मेरा नाम ना पूछ लें. If they ask me my name, then I'm in trouble. I'm done for. So I would just look down. Hey, hey, hey.
Yes.
So, but I realized I used to be a different personality when I would come on stage.
True.
And the reason behind it is because now I had prepared, I knew the lines, I knew what is to be said. That is the reason.
True. Now that
When
is
I
something that is the real concept of coming out of the cocoon that you are in. You act the opposite of what you were. So it is indeed a pleasure because I also myself was an introvert, and I feel that one incident in your life can awaken your thought to a whole new level, and then you can become something that is really unimaginable. And I do believe that hosting many guests on this show, many people ask me, how do you do this? How do you make people comfortable on your show before they even come live? So I said this is something that's happening over the years that I'm learning from everyone, because everyone has something to give and to share. So if we learn to express and to communicate, what better a way and what better a world it would be. Because I would love to know from you. You have an academy, and I would love to know more about it, that how did this seed of thought arrive in your mind to start a communication academy? I would love to know, because this is something I'm sure that must have come from an experience of your own life. Like you rightly stated, you were fearing that people would ask your name, you would hide under the bed. So I would love to ask you that what is the need of the communication nowadays, and how it should be rightly stated, and how it impacts the human mindset.
Gurleen, so I went up on stage when I was in class 7th, and well, it's a secret actually. I come closer. I'll share it with you. Come closer. I'll whisper in your ear. करीब आओ थोड़ा और कोई ये सुन ले आराम
Yeah,
से मैं सुन ले. Come. So I went up on stage.
true.
So I went up on stage, and in the front row was sitting this damsel, this girl who I had a crush on in school. We all have crushes in school, right?
Great,
And the
great.
moment I saw her, but yeah, I forgot my lines. I could feel my feet
That's
becoming
true.
cold, my hands
That's
shivering, my cheeks turned red, my ears were becoming hot, and जो veins होती है ना forehead में वो फड़फड़ा रही थी
true,
खट 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 आंखों के
true.
आगे अंधेरा छा गया बिल्कुल. It was all dark. I did not know what to do, and I had a piece of paper
Yes,
with me in my hands that in case I forget my lines, I will refer to that script. Now my hands were shaking,
true.
so I did not know what to do. But
Yeah.
everyone made fun of me after that, and I was always teased bullied, and always been pinned down by. I didn't have any friends in school. Nobody wanted to be friends
Oh,
with me. In fact, yeah. So I had a that was very difficult. I failed
yeah.
in class ninth. I ultimately then I failed in class ninth. I was so underconfident. I repeated a year. Yeah, it was very difficult, a very challenging time for me. And I'd already failed in class fifth the entrance, not in school, the entrance test for the prestigious Doon school. When my parents had
Yes.
registered me, I was 3 months old. So entrance exam for Doon I couldn't
Okay.
clear in class. I failed in class 10th. I got a compartment exam in maths. After my 12th,
Perfectly fine.
I couldn't clear the entrance test for the National Defense Academy. In my graduation in Pune, in Ferguson College,
Yes.
I failed in English, by the way, that time. And I scored 1 out of 100 in English. No, I'm not exaggerating.
Great.
I can forward you my mark sheet if you want. I
Oh,
got
that's
one out of
that's
100.
that's wonderful. I think our audience is going to love this amazing conversation. You're speaking something that's going to, some people can relate to it. Even I can relate to my failure in the school that I chose medical and I flopped and I flunked. And there were people talking about she's leaving the medical to opt for arts. I mean, she's doing a blunder where only three streams were, worshipped. And now there is this lady who's going from, medical to arts. Why is she even taking that? So I can relate to it. And there are going to be many people who are going to relate to this, even your story of liking and having that crush and all that stuff. So this is fantastic. So yes, you please carry on, Ali.
After my graduation, I tried for the NSD, the National School of Drama. I failed in my
Yes.
entrance test twice. Then I tried for the Jamia Millia Islamia Mass Communication. I failed in the entrance test over there as well. And then I went for some job interview. There was a company called Spectramind, a call center. They rejected me.
Okay.
Then I went for another call center interview, Genpact. That time, GE Capital
Okay.
International Services, very famous company.
Yes.
They
Yes.
rejected me there as well. And then finally, after a week, they said, "Sir, you had come for an interview, but we liked your honesty. We liked that the very fact that you did not hide any facts from us. So you seem to be a
True.
man of honesty and integrity. We like that quality about
Yes.
you. Please come once more." So I went once again for the interview, and this time I got selected, and I joined that call center for a
Wow.
year. Then I went for my
Wow.
army training. I cracked the UPSC exam for the Officers Training
Great.
Academy, the Combined Defense Services, joined the army after that. Then
Great.
I led the parade when I had two fractured legs on 26th January 2008. With those two fractured legs, I led the Assam Rifles marching contingent at Rajpath, New Delhi, saluting the president of our country on painkillers with two fractured legs. And that
Oh
video, it's
my
a
God.
28-second video. It's there on YouTube. Arasu,
Yes.
I would request you, Arasu, you are there with us. If you go
Yes.
to YouTube and punch in Mohammad Ali Shah, you will find a link, a YouTube link. Or put Muhammad Ali Shah Parade. You'll find the 28-second
True.
video. That link you can share for our viewers. And the same link can be used to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can comment, like that. Anyhow, so I had a difficult childhood that way. And I said, whatever I went through, the trauma, the agony, the pain, the anxiety that I went through, nobody else, no other child will go through that. So I said, let me help people. The
True.
same boy who couldn't speak at all in his childhood today holds a world record,
Yes.
rather has created a world record for having given the highest number of TEDx
Number
talks,
of TEDx
which
in the
is
world. Yes.
supposedly
It's
the best
amazing.
and the biggest platform in the world, not just in India,
Yes.
but outside India as well, in foreign countries, internationally, globally.
True.
So if
Yeah.
that boy who couldn't speak can do that, so can anyone else over here?
Yeah, exactly. So how did this happen? This highest number of TEDx talks. So what was your feeling when you heard about this and there was this world record happening? And Arasu has joined us. Thanks a lot, Arasu, for commenting. And we are surely going to read your comments. We are feeling fantastic that you have joined our conversation, and there are more people who are going to be watching this video later on. So how was your feeling when you saw yourself from one corner of being an introvert and hiding from people, and now getting this reward of having this highest number of talks on TEDx platforms? How were you really feeling about it, and what message had you given to those people? That one message that you can give to all others that how to conquer the fear, and the
Certainly.
tips that people can utilize in their daily life so that they can, have that motivation, that zest to living life a little more better.
I'll tell you, if I'll share a secret with all of you, in fact, those who have come to watch your show, they deserve to know this secret and they will benefit a great deal from this. But before that, I had requested Arasu, but Shrishti, since you are here, I would request you, if you go to YouTube and put Muhammad Ali Shah Parade, you'll get a link. Just share that link over
True,
here. And just write over there that
true.
link is there too. You can subscribe my YouTube channel. And yeah, Shrishti, they're counting on you on that, yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
now what happened is I believe nothing in life, people say it just happened. Nothing in life just
True.
happened. Nothing in life just happened. You
Yes.
are responsible for that through some action in your life, some step you must have taken in life subconsciously that led you to this
True.
state. So today,
True.
whatever situation we are in, good or
True.
bad, we are
True.
responsible ourselves for our own actions. Our actions are
Yes.
responsible somewhere.
Yes. Very well
We
said.
must have done
Very well
through
said.
which we are in this state today. Good state or a bad state.
True.
Now, after the army, I went to IIM Calcutta, studied management, started working in the corporate
Yes.
sector. I was CEO of a company and I was earning a
Yes.
fat figure salary. Like I started off on a six-figure salary after IIMs.
True.
But and I was getting a promotion every year. I was performing. I'm an energetic guy. I love to perform. I love to deliver. I'm enthusiastic.
Yes.
I would love to
Yes.
communicate. Right? I was good at sales and marketing and talking to people and convincing people, in fact. So every year
Good.
I was getting a
Good.
promotion and I was growing the corporate ladder. But I soon realized
True.
I was basically falling in the corporate trap. Everyone advised me,
Yes.
now that you have a plum job, there's a lot of money coming in. Why don't you take a loan for good 30 years? You're young right now. Buy a big house on loan, buy a big car on loan. People in the West,
Yes.
they mortgage stuff. I said, no, I don't believe in the concept of loan. Firstly, it's unnerving.
True.
I will buy a house and I will buy a big house without taking any loan.
Yes.
I will buy a car.
Fantastic.
I'll buy a big car, not for myself, but for my family. Not on loan,
Yes.
but by we should learn to live within our means. If I will not have
True.
money, I will
True.
not buy a big car. I will rather buy a bicycle, and I will ride a bicycle,
And
which
just,
I have also.
yeah. True.
Yeah,
True.
I have
That's
also.
fantastic.
I bought a
Yeah.
bicycle first, in fact. It was good for
Yeah,
my
there's no
physical
shame
fitness.
in owning a bicycle. Yeah, people do believe in statuses and they do have a thought that the people who are having a lot of rich cars and all, they are much better in their lifestyle. So that's a wrong notion set by people. And I do not believe in this, though I do agree with you that you should live by your means. That's very well stated by you that you have a bicycle, you would rather like to go slow and steady and progress in life than imitate anyone and not be anywhere but be in depression. That's a fantastic statement by you which people should follow, and I'm sure that people are going to be remembering your conversation and they're going to take a lot from today, whatever you are saying. I'm sure even Erasmus, Rishti, whoever joined us, and the ones who'll be watching us later, they will have that josh when they'll hear you, because apart from all this, you've also spoken at two Josh Talks on MS Talks, including many other prestigious events. How do you deal up with the organization of your time? Because that is something that people do not know, time management. So, apart from whatever you were sharing, I would love you to throw some light on how can one prioritize their tasks to come this far as you've come.
Gurleen, I'll share a true incident with you. I'll share this in a small story.
Wonderful.
17th November 2003, the year, I was posted
Yes.
in Jammu Kashmir along with my regiment at the Indo-Pak
True.
border, where our post, the Indian post where I was deployed, was just
True.
13 meters away from the Pakistan post. And at that
Oh,
time, there was no ceasefire between us. So the
yes.
Pakistani would fire on us, we would fire on them, and it was quite a bloody scene, I would say, actually, that time. Hi, Krishna, how are
True.
you?
Yeah.
So when I was deployed there, one fine night on 17th November, we received an input and information that a group
Okay.
of foreign mercenaries, terrorists,
Yes.
had entered a village and they were hiding in a hut.
Okay.
So immediately I was the QRT commander. QRT is the quick reaction team, and I took my
Yes.
platoon, and one company came, one battery came, and we were deployed around that village, and we had cordoned that village. Then a senior of
True.
mine from the army, now he's a colonel, that time was a captain, Captain Seni sir, told me, भाई
Okay.
उस झोपड़ी में बैठे हैं, घुसपैठ जहाँ पे आए हुए हैं, they're hiding in that hut.
Mhm.
So I will go inside. No
True.
one is going to come behind me. मैं अंदर जा रहा हूँ, मेरे पीछे कोई नहीं आएगा. And he went crawling and he went inside the hut. So it was very serious actually. It was like, it might sound like this thing, but it was we were all, our hearts were throbbing. We were all nervous. We did not know what's going to
Yeah.
happen actually. And
Scary enough.
he entered the hut. We couldn't see anything. All we could hear was gunfire going on inside the hut.
True.
It was less than 2 minutes actually. Less than 2 minutes,
God.
but those less than 2 minutes felt like 2 long days.
Can understand.
You do not
Totally.
know what's going inside. And
Exactly.
I, being the second in command, attempted to go inside, but the orders of my senior were like, no one's going to come behind me. So I was preparing myself to go inside, and the door of that hut opens. When the door of that hut opened, we saw Captain Seni coming out like a big superhero. He had neutralized
Oh my
the
God.
enemy who we were assigned to neutralize, and he towed a Motorola set, and he passed a signal that he has cleared the hideout, and we cleared the area.
Yes.
That night, when I had dinner with Captain Seni in a tent, it was very cold.
Yes.
He told me, Ali, when I went inside the hut, as I opened the door, there was a fraction of a second where I came face to face with the commander of the terrorists. He
Gosh.
was holding his weapon at me, and I was holding my weapon at him.
True.
And there was only a 1 meter distance, just 1 meter distance and difference.
Yes.
Now, the golden question here arose was, who will pull the trigger first? Who will fire first? Whoever pulls the trigger first, whoever fires first, will live to tell the tale. And I so
Yes.
happened to pull the trigger first. Yeah, it was actually, I can't even describe to you how we all were feeling. It
I can
was terrifying.
relate to it. Yes.
Yeah, it was
It is. It
terrifying.
is going to be.
And
Yeah.
when he pulled the trigger, and then after he fired in the house, all right. So that was the value of a split second.
True.
On 26th
That's
January, we see Air Force aircraft displaying diamond formation,
yes.
spear formation, diamond, different
Yes.
formation in the sky. Imagine the
True.
synchronization and the coordination that they would be having. If they go wrong
Yes.
by half a second, they can be disaster in
True.
midair.
Yes.
I'm a tennis player, right?
Yeah.
And there
Yeah.
is a wonderful girl by the name of Ria. All right,
Okay.
who is a participant in my online public speaking academy. She is a national tennis player, and
Wonderful.
she's in Chandigarh right now. So Ria and I, just this evening, we were discussing at 7 o'clock that as a tennis player, when you serve,
Yes.
ace serve, ace means the opponent cannot pick up your serve.
Yes.
It was just a split second, not even a split second, that you can get a serve, and that serve
Yes.
can make a Wimbledon.
Yes.
Uh,
True.
you can win a Wimbledon with that. So that
True.
is the
True.
importance of a split second. So I realized the value why in the army we are also punctual. This is the reason.
Yes.
It was not just that was not $1 million second. It was a second of a lifetime. It
True.
cannot just
True.
make or break. It can do a lot. So that is how first we realize the value of time through there.
Exactly.
Secondly,
That's well stated.
I believe I have done a lot of things in life. I've seen a lot of failures in life, in fact. So
Yes.
don't see the glamour or don't see my success. See the hard work and the struggle and the disappointment and the heartbreaks and the rejections behind my success. See that.
True.
So today I'm a motivational speaker as well, not because
Yeah.
I'm the smartest or the wisest or the best. No, I certainly am not. Today I'm a motivational speaker because I probably would have seen more failures, more humiliations, more struggles, more heartbreaks, more disappointments
True.
than
More
anyone
traumas.
who would be listening to me. But
True,
I didn't
true.
give up. I didn't give up. I fell
Yes.
down and I got up again. And each time I fell
Yes.
down, I bounced back even harder.
True.
That is how I
True.
ended up being invited by so many TEDx talks. Like, I'll tell you a small poem. It's for these
Yeah.
difficult times, for all of us, for these corona times, in fact. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you are trudging seems all uphill,
Yeah.
when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile and have to sigh, when care's pressing you down a bit, rest, but don't you quit. See, life is queer with its twists and turns,
Once.
and all of us sometimes turn. And
True.
many a person turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. So don't
Yes.
quit. Though the pace
Never
seems
quit.
slow, you may win with another blow.
Yes.
Often a struggler's given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he
Yes.
learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. And you never can tell how close you are. It might be near when it seems afar. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint in the clouds of doubt. So stick to the fight when your hardest hit. It's when things seem worst. You must not quit, right?
True.
So one shouldn't give up in life. One should keep on trying. But how many times will you be unsuccessful? Tell me. Once, twice, thrice. You keep trying. You keep trying. Ultimately, you will gain success. Ultimately, you will get it. It's like it's like saying it's all in the mind. I'll
It's
tell you
all
the
in the mind.
secret
The
is
thing is rightly there with us. So we were just going live and there was an error. Tried twice and thrice to come online, and we just had to come. And it was just a
right.
trial that needed a little more work. And there we are. We are with the audience, and there are people who are commenting, and I'm so sure that everybody is joining now. And Rehmat Tanzila, now this is one of the lively sessions. How enjoyable! Thanks a lot.
Hi, Rahmat.
This
Rahmat,
is
वो
this
तो
is
आपकी रहमत थी. Rahmat, that was your rahmat that made it lively. Thanks for joining and thanks for the lovely comment.
Thanks for
So
joining.
sweet of
From
you.
both of us, it is an honor to have people who join us and listen to us. It's full of enjoyable experiences that we are sharing, the struggles, the challenges, the ordeals that Major Ali has faced in life and is sharing. Because success usually is enjoyed by everybody. When you throw a party, people come, enjoy, and they feel vibrant enough. But hardly there are few people who would come up with, okay, let's celebrate the pains, like I
One thing.
started my
Since Rahmat
series.
is there with us right now, she's listening and she's responding as well. Rahmat, I had requested Arasu, Shrishti, and perhaps Krishna as well
Yes.
to just go on YouTube, punch in Mohammad Ali Shah Parade, and there'll be a YouTube channel there. Just share that link on this, yeah. None of them, I'm a little surprised if they were listening. They
Yes.
haven't really shared the link as yet.
Yeah, the
But
ones
Rahmat,
who are
with
watching
Rahmat
us
Parade,
live can listen to Major Ali and type in that link. That will be great. I would be thankful to the ones who are watching us. So probably they don't have the opportunity, but they can do it through the comments. So the ones who are watching us and listening, please, please do what Major Ali is saying. It will be an honor for us to have that link flashing on Deep Talks. Well, we were talking about something that never give up on something that you still can work on. And it is an honor for me to hold you here right now. You have held prestigious assignments for working with Pyramid Realty and that of a storyteller. So, how did your journey pick up from being a motivational speaker to a storyteller? Because you're making the kids and elders aware of the Indian culture, rituals, and significance of the festivals that are talked about. And I'm sure that this is gaining relevance in today's time due to the pandemic even more. People are learning the value of living by the time and the values the elders had taught in previous generations. So, do you believe that the values and the Indian culture should be preserved more so in the modern time so that people know what is kindness and gratitude and what they can do to preserve the culture?
Brilliant, Gurleen. I'll answer that. But before that, I'll say hi to Geeta. Geeta, thank you very much for that lovely comment. Geeta, I'll repeat this once again. I'm so sorry because no one has complied to my request as yet. So, Geeta,
Okay.
hopefully you will be the savior. Geeta, I just requested Rahmat and before that, Shrishti, before that, Arasu, before that, Krishna, to go to YouTube, get the link of Mohammad Ali Shah Parade, there's a YouTube channel of mine. You can subscribe to it. Please share that link in the chat box. I'll be really grateful, Geeta, if you can do that. Come on, you be the last and savior to do it. Come on, Geeta. Hoping from it. Now,
True.
going back to your question, Gurleen, there's not much of a difference between an actor and a storyteller.
Yes.
An actor is telling a story. Even a
True.
director is telling a story. Even a filmmaker is telling a story.
True.
Now, motivational speaker. Motivational speaker is not people are mistaken that motivational speaker means you need to speak be having good command of the language, good voice. No, all that is an add-on. That's a peripheral.
Yes.
Thanks,
True.
Geeta. It's so sweet of you. You're our best friend, Geeta. Go to Facebook. Mohammad Alisha, send me a friend request. I'll accept it on the show itself right away. And let's exchange
Yes.
numbers. We'll be in touch. Let's be pals. Thanks, yeah. Very sweet of you.
True. True.
Geeta, I like her. Yeah, I like Geeta. She's very sweet. She's very very sweet.
Yeah.
Share the
She
link as
acted
well, Geeta. If you
softly.
share the link on the chat. I'll be really grateful. Yeah. Thanks, Rahmat. Sure. You didn't show any Rahmat. Yeah, come on. I wish you had put the link. Let's see. Fastest finger first. Well, let's see who
Yes.
puts the link gets a prize from me.
First.
Anyhow.
That's even more prestigious for them. They can win a prize from Major Ali. So please, guys who are watching us, share the link of Major Ali, and we would be happy to see the surprise coming by your side, and that will put a smile not only on our face but yours as well.
So motivational speaking is not people who have a good voice, a good command. No. Motivational speaking means you have to learn through your experiences. You've had to experience that pain, that struggle.
Yes, true.
Unless and until that hurt, that pain is there, you have not experienced it, you will not be able to motivate anyone. And let me tell you one more thing.
True.
People
True.
are under the misconception that people get motivated by hearing success stories. Sorry, or by success. No. Hey, how
Here we
sweet
have
is
the link.
that? Rahmat, you have the link. Give me a high five.
So,
Rahmat finally showed some Rahmat. Thank
yeah.
you. It was a
So
share
this
of
is
right,
the
sir.
link, my dear friends.
Rahmat,
Anyone
give
who
me a high
wants to
five.
subscribe, high five from both of us. Rehmat Tanzila, you have shared the
10
link. So
and
you win a
20.
prize from Major Ali, and definitely you will be followed now and you will be remembered because this experience is going to be an amazing one. Thanks a lot for listening to us and paying heed to us. Thanks a lot. And yes, please continue, Major Ali.
Rahmat is really sweet, huh? Rahmat is my best friend, by the way. Thank you.
Oh, great.
Okay. So the thing is, so unless you have experienced that hurt, because there are a lot of people in this world. Okay, Gurleen, let me ask you a question. I know you are interviewing me, but I'll ask you one question. Show
Wonderful.
me one person in this world, one person who has not experienced sadness in his life.
It's impossible to even say that because there are many people who face that and there are less who express that. So I would say that there is no one on this planet who's walking without pains and without worries and without sadness. And I totally agree that we are all humans. We are not God. With the grace of God's kindness, we all go through the phases of life. And as a mental health expert, I'm here airing this because I feel we are all normal and there is nothing abnormal. If there are taglines being given to people who are depressive and mentally sick, I appeal to people to not tag them because that is not calling in for acceptance from a larger section of society where we can give unconditional love. So I hope I answered your question, Major Ali.
Parul also joined in. Hi, Parul. Parul Dutt. Superb. So good to
Yes.
see you, Parul. I had a friend in school by the name of Parul. I hope you know that Parul. Or are you that Parul? Just joking.
I know one
Okay.
Parul, but I don't know this Parul. So,
Okay,
anyways,
I'm
Parul
just
has
joking. I'm
joined
just
us.
joking.
Anna, good evening to her. Thanks a lot for joining in because from now on, you are my friend as well. So, thanks a lot for joining in.
All right. So I was telling you guys, there is not a single person in this world who would not have experienced pain or sadness ever in their life. Everyone has done it. Now, be
True,
it the richest people, be it the most powerful people, be it the most successful people, be it global citizens, everyone has had a difficult time at some point in life. Now, how do you
true.
uplift them? By speaking
Yes.
good English? No.
No,
By speaking good Hindi or Punjabi? No.
not at
By
all.
speaking good French? No. By even sometimes you can communicate in silence as well, sign language.
True,
And one thing I
true.
have always said in my online public speaking academy that I run right now, which is running
True.
like very successfully, especially from the West, from the US and UK. I have a lot of students, in
True.
fact. So
Wonderful.
one thing I always tell them is, before becoming a good speaker, you have to learn and train yourself to become a good listener. Only if you
True,
can listen to others and to your own voice, only then you can articulate and speak and express. And unless and until you observe, you will
true,
not be able to express. So
true.
that's one thing. And and also it's all in the mind. I'll say, see, there's a secret I'm sharing, which I want to share earlier as well. But so listen to me. If you think you're
Yes.
beaten, you are, huh? If you think you dare not, you don't.
True.
If you like to win but think you cannot, there's almost a Kent you want. If you think you outclass, you are. You've got to think high to rise.
Yes,
You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win the prize. For out in the
definitely.
world we find success begins with a person's will. It's all in the state of mind.
It's
Life's
all in the
battles
mind.
don't always go to the stronger or faster man. But sooner or later, the person who wins is the one who thinks he can. If you think and if you
True.
can see it happen, it will happen. Take it from me. It's my guarantee I'm giving you right now. I'm saying
Yeah.
this on record. If you
Yes.
want to achieve something and if you badly want it, even Paulo Coelho said it in The Alchemist in chapter
Yes.
5, paragraph 4, line 2.
True. That
Paulo
is
Coelho
there.
mentions if you truly desire something from the bottom of your heart, the whole
Yes.
universe conspires to get it together for you. And the same
I
line
totally agree.
has been said in Hindi as well. In Om Shanti Om, Shah Rukh Khan said that. अगर
Shah Rukh
किसी
Khan
चीज
said
को
it.
पूरी शिद्दत और सच्चे दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात आपको उससे
Kaya
मिलाने में
Khan.
लग जाती है.
True.
And
True.
you can
So
see it happen.
Rehmat has commented. I got to remember our enactments on Shakespeare's plays by your dialogue delivery, sir. So true. I
Oh,
second you.
Rahmat. Oh, Rahmat. Brilliant. Then Rahmat, you must have read, Rahmat, I acted in a film called Heather, which was directed by Vishal Bhardwaj. You won't recognize me by
Yes.
all my films. You have to go through my YouTube channel for that. Anyhow, that
Yes.
was an adaptation of William Shakespeare's play Hamlet. So
Okay.
anyway, but deciding Hamlet, before I decide Hamlet's speech, let me recite one of my favorite
True.
speeches, Shylock's speech from Merchant of Venice, William Shakespeare's.
Great.
Shylock
Great.
says, he hath hindered me and disgraced me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, is the same food heard by the same weapon? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you prick us, do we not bleed? And if you harm us, do we not revenge? The will you teach me, I shall execute. And that's how it was brilliant. The way Shakespeare,
It was
in fact, one
brilliant.
more speech of William Shakespeare from Julius Caesar
Yes.
on Caesar's death, Mark Antony, when he addresses Rome. He says,
Yes.
friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft entered with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus had told you Caesar was ambitious. If it was so, it
True.
was a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Command to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious and sure. He is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here to speak what I do know. What cause withholds you then not to vote for him? Oh, judgment, the heart fled to British peace, and men have lost the reason. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it comes back to me. So, I never want to hear more. Favorite lines followed. Oh, superb. Same here, Ahmed. Thanks, Rahmat.
It's wonderful. He has said that I am speechless. I love it. Rehmat, thanks a lot for stating it because even I am speechless. Though I have a lot to learn from him, and I'm sure that we all are mesmerized. So is Srishti right now commenting. Srishti, you should have been the first one sharing the link. You missed a chance of the prize anyhow, but the smile on Mejali's face, seeing people joining in and liking the conversation seems a little more interesting. Rahmat says, I remember I won the first prize when I spoke
Rahmat recited
softly.
Cognitive
Yeah,
from Pygmalion. Now, I will recite
Pygmalion.
that as
Yeah,
well. I will recite that as well. And Rahmat, let's have a competition. And I know
one.
you will win, but I would like to compete with a person as like you. I would like to recite. In fact, I know the entire Pygmalion by heart. Before
Oh,
I learned
wonderful.
Pygmalion, yeah, before I learned Pygmalion, my uncle, Mr. Nasiruddin Shah, made me learn. I am my own grandpa. Let me share that with you, Rahman, and you will relate with it. I'm sure. Listen. Oh, I am my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but really so. I am my own grandpa. Let me explain to you how. Oh, many years ago, when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was as pretty as could be. Now, this widow had a grown up daughter who had hair so red that my father fell in love with her, and soon the two were wed. Now, this made my dad, my son in law, and changed my very life, for my daughter now became my mother since she became my father's wife. Now, to complicate the matter, though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. Now, this little baby of mine then became a brother in law to dad, and so became my uncle, for it made me very sad. For if this little baby of mine was my uncle, then that made him the brother of the widow's grown up daughter, who, of course, by now was my stepmother. My father's wife then had a son who kept them on the run, and he became my grandchild. Aha, Rahmat, I love your comment. Okay, superb. And he became my grandchild, for he was my stepdaughter's son. My wife is now my stepmother's mother and makes me blue. Because although she is my wife, she is my grandmother too. Now, if my wife is my grandmother, then obviously I am her grandchild. And every time I think of this, by God, it nearly drives me wild. For now I've become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my own grandma, I am my own grandpa. It sounds
Wow.
funny and complicating, I know, but really so. Thank you. And then,
It is
thank
wonderful.
you.
It is wonderful. Superb the way you narrate and the way you let others know about the reality behind it. It is amazing. It is, I hope that I reach that level of speaking with that spark. Though I know everybody is unique and we should, utilize our talents in the way we can and come forward with something that is actually motivating a lot many people. So I am really mesmerized with your conversation tonight, and it couldn't have been better with all those verses, those lines coming in from experienced people and through your tongue, which is a gift of gab by Lord above, and I am
Actually, it's not a
thankful
gift of
for
gab.
that.
Glenn, I'll tell you, it is not the gift of gab. It's a lot of hard work has gone, a lot of persistence, patience,
Definitely,
perseverance.
definitely.
And
Alongside, I would rather say
because
that hard work and dedication is there because a lot of struggles have to be faced. Like even people ask me, how do you,
I
talk
thought
so nicely?
your network paused for a while. Your network paused for a
Yes.
while. So perhaps I thought you got mesmerized, huh? But that wasn't the
Yeah,
case.
definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, also, when I couldn't speak at all, I would stammer, stutter. So my uncle, Mr. Nasir uncle, made me learn some tongue twisters. He said they will help you. So these tongue twisters were, let me see if I can remember them.
Yes.
Betty Butter bought a bit of butter, but the butter was bitter. So Betty Butter bought a bit of better butter to make the bitter butter better. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? She sells seashells on the seashore, but the seashells on the seashore are not seashells at all. So, and there were a lot of these tongue twisters. I said, okay, if I can speak like this, means I can, and slowly and gradually, I started
Yes.
loving my own self. And when I started loving
Fantastic.
myself, others started liking me. So unless you respect
True.
your own self, you love for your really through your. Thank you very much, Srishti. Love for your art really comes across through your enthusiasm, becoming your true friend. Hey, Srishti, very sweet of you. Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm touched. I'm really humble. So now the thing is, have you okay? Tell me who has heard Rudyard Kipling's poem "If"? My favorite all time. I don't want the session to end.
Must.
Oh, Rehma, thank you. Rudyard Kipling's poem "If" is my favorite poem, guys. My favorite poem, my all-time favorite. And if you go to, if
Must.
anyone joins the army, the National Defense Academy, it is displayed over there. It says,
True.
if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for the doubting too, if you
True.
can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, or
Yes.
bear to hear the truth you suggested by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with one or tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth, that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. This is my all-time favorite. Rema, thank I love
Must.
poetry. Thank you, one. Wow, Rema, that's amazing. And I was always a poet, and I didn't even know it. Later on, I started
Wow.
writing poetry as a different thing. But like right now, I'm not
Yes.
reciting anything of mine because I am not here to promote myself that way. But I would like to
Yes.
recite somebody from some great writer, Abraham Lincoln, for that matter. Abraham Lincoln, the
Yes.
16th president of the United States of America, wrote a letter
Yes.
to his son's teacher when his son was starting
Yes.
school. And what did he write? He wrote,
Okay.
my son starts school today. It is all going to be strange and new to him for a while, and I wish you would treat him gently. It's an adventure that might take him across continents, all adventures that probably include wars, tragedy, and sorrow. So, dear teacher, will you please take him by the hands and teach him things he will have to know? Teaching him, but gently if you can. Teach him that for every enemy there is a friend. He will have to know that all men are not just, all men are not true. But teach him also that for every scoundrel there is a hero, for every crooked politician there is a dedicated leader. Teach him that for every dollar found, it's an amazing letter.
Amazing.
In school,
Very
teacher, it is
meaningful.
far more honorable to fail than to cheat. Teach him that 10 cents earned is of far more value than a dollar found. In school, teacher, it is far more honorable to fail than to cheat. Teach him how to gracefully lose and to enjoy winning when he does win. Teach him the wonder of books and the wonder of books. Teach him books, but also give him quite three mysteries of birds in the sky, bees in the sun, and flowers on the green hill. Teach him to have faith in his own ideas, even if everyone tells him they're wrong. Try to give my son the strength not to follow the crowd when everyone else is doing it. Teach him to listen to everyone, but also to filter all that he hears on a screen of truth and take only the good that comes through. Let him have the courage to be impatient. Let him have the patience to be brave. Teach him to have sublime faith in himself, because only then will he always have sublime faith in mankind and God. This is the order, teacher, but see what best you can do. He is such a nice little boy, and he is my son. Abraham Lincoln wrote this letter, very touching, very moving. I love this letter.
Wonderful. It's wonderful. It's a great way of
Hey,
expressing what.
I can't help but recite one more by Khalil Gibran.
Definitely. Go ahead, please. The stage is yours. You should just let it out.
Khalil Gibran wrote this poem called Fear. Fear is something which we
Okay.
all have experienced in our life. All of us.
Yeah.
Right now we are scared. Oh, Corona, we should not get infected by Corona. I want this memory. I love how you recite with such fluency. Thanks, Rahmat. Thank you. And Rahmat, I love it that you put my YouTube channel here. You're my favorite, by the way.
Yes. And Sriti
Thanks.
has also stated that, she would love to have a poem. If you've written one from your side on this show, if you've written few lines ever, then she would want
So many.
you to speak those
So many.
lines.
So many. They're on my YouTube channel. You'll have to do some mehnat. Rahmat, you also will have to do some mehnat and go there, okay? But okay, now this one is for
Rahmat
Rahmat.
and Mehnat. They do synchronize together, Rahmat and Mehnat.
That's why I said it, yeah. So now Rahmat, since Rahmat loves Khalil Gibran, this one is specially for Rahmat Tanzila. This is for you, dedicated to you.
Yes.
It's called Fear. It is said that before entering the sea, the river trembles with fear. It looks back at the path it has traveled, across the peaks of the mountains, the long winding roads crossing forests and villages. And in front of it, it sees an ocean so vast that to enter seems nothing more but to disappear forever. But there's no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river now has to take the risk of entering the ocean, because it is now that fear will disappear. And the river will know it's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. That was my Khalil Gibran also wrote on marriage, on children, let me decide, on children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, this is for you, Rahmat, since you love Khalil Gibran. All right. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, not to you. You may give them your love, but not yours. Oh, so heartfelt, but of becoming the... Thanks, Rahmat, thanks. So I got distracted by Rahmat's comment, but super. That was my shortcoming. I could learn. Even a speaker should not get disturbed. Right.
Yeah.
Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. It's an amazing one. You must read Khalil Gibran. You must read Prophet. It's
Exactly.
superb.
Exactly.
It is
There's
like,
a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn from these meaningful lines.
in fact, Rabindranath Tagore's even, where the mind is without fear. We all learned in school. Where the mind is
Yes.
without fear and the head is held high. Where knowledge is free. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Where tireless striving stretches arms towards perfection. It's an amazing one. I love poetry. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. So, Gurleen, you had some things to ask. You can ask about that. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks, Rishi.
wonderful. No, this conversation is great because it's lively, and I like people who bring in their own unique individuality to the show, because that it is what it's counting. And I believe that That's what the viewers are really wanting. So on this show, I every time share a quote, and today I'm sharing an act of reality makes a deeper impact than mere imitation of unrealistic expectations. There are a lot many people who have different dreams, and they make it so big that in the end they have to fall short of their own expectations. So you have to live within your means, my dear friends. You have to value, you have to think practical, and you have to act. So the initiation has to be from your own self. You cannot say that tomorrow anybody else is going to fulfill your dream and expectations from others are going to make you happy. It has to come from within you. And I hope that Major Ali also resonates on this thought of mine, that you have to get up and move. You have to initiate, because you cannot procrastinate and think your dreams are going to be there fulfilled for you. You cannot be spoon fed. It is the hard work, the dedication, and the will courage that goes into something that you are today. So never look at the cover page, look beyond that. So create a vision where you can have practically everything sorted in your mind and move in an optimistic manner. That is what I always state on my shows, and I feel that is why I have you today with me sharing your deep experiences and wonderful, wonderful poetry and lines that can mean a lot to people who are sitting at the corner of their houses and thinking, oh, what are we doing and why are we conversing and why this deep talks
In
and why this
English.
virtual
It is
stage,
in English.
right?
I would like to do one. I would like to do one poetry in Hindi as well. Okay.
Why not?
And this poetry was written by a very famous poet by the name of Sohan Lal Dwivedi. And that poem, Amitabh Bachchan Saab had recited that poem on Kaun Badega Crorepati show. So people start
Great.
thinking that it became very famous on social media by the name of Harivansh Bachchan Rai Saab's poetry because Amitabh Bachchan Saab had recited that, right? But it's actually by
Exactly.
Sohan Lal Dwivedi. Later on, Amitabh
Okay.
Bachchan Saab clarified also that it's actually Sohan Lal Dwivedi's poem. Listen to this.
Yes.
लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती एक नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है चढ़ती दीवारों से 100 बार फिसलती है मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस बढ़ता है चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर
Yes.
चढ़ना ना करता है मेहनत आखिर उसकी बेकार नहीं होती कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती डुबकियां सिंधु में गोताखोर लगाता है जा जाकर खाली हाथ लौट आता है मिलते नहीं सहजे मोती गहरे पानी में बढ़ता दुगना उत्साह इसी हैरानी मेहनत आखिर उसकी बेकार नहीं होती कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती असफलता
True.
असफलता एक चुनौती है उसे स्वीकार करो क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो जब तक ना हो सफल नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़ मत भागो तुम कुछ करे बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती कोशिश करने वालों की
हार नहीं होती.
हार नहीं होती right so try and you will succeed you know yesterday was Kargil Vijay Divas so I'm reminded
Yes.
by a letter which a senior of mine from the army who
Yes.
wrote this letter in on 28th June 1999 and he went up for the
Oh.
final assault towards the enemy and
Oh.
his name is Captain Vijayan Thapad. I'll tell you about this letter. He wrote this letter and he said kindly have it posted at home and he wrote
Okay.
my loving papa mummy buddy and granny by the time this letter reaches you all I would be observing you all from the skies, enjoying the hospitality of Apsaras. I have no regrets. In fact, If I were to be born again as a human, I would choose to join the army and serve my nation. Whichever organ needs to be taken should be taken and donated. I hope a photograph of mine is kept in the Alpha Company Mandir next to Karni Mata. I hope the sacrifice of these brave men is remembered and inspires generations to come. Papa, you must be proud. Mama, so should you. And please go and meet. The name is withheld. I loved her. Mama ji, please forgive me for anything wrong that I may have done. Anyhow, it's about time for me to go and join my clan of Dirty Dozen. My assault party has 12 chaps. Live life king size, yours, Robin, Jai Hind. This is what,
God,
this is what he
that
wrote.
is
And
worth sharing with a lot many people because he was so optimistic. I believe that that's fantastic and couldn't have been better. I
Thapar,
mean, must be a
Captain
jolly good
Vijay Thapar,
fellow.
Captain Vijay Thapar received martyrdom. He was killed in action. He gave his life for the nation, defending our motherland. He was awarded the Veer
What a
Chakra
respect.
posthumous after after we lost him in action. His family went on his behalf and collected the medal. And so when you go home, these words were written in
Yes.
Kohima. When I was posted in Nagaland in the army with the Assam Rifle in the Kohima World War Cemetery, it's written over
Yeah.
there. When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today. How can a man die better than facing fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers and the temples of his gods? And there's an oath we take in the army. Gurleen, you must be familiar with this oath, in fact. It
Yes.
says, the safety, honor, welfare of your country comes first, always, and
Always.
every time.
True.
The honor, welfare, and comfort of the men you command comes next.
Yes.
Your own ease, comfort, and safety comes
Comes.
last,
Yes.
always, and every time. That is the
True.
checkboard credo.
Yes. I don't know whether you know Colonel Birender Dhadwal. He just said hi to you. He said you were there in Nagaland with him. So
Of
he's
course,
one
sir,
of my
of course,
friends.
of course. Of course, sir.
Yeah,
Jay,
yeah.
sir, how are you, sir? Good
So
to have
he
you on
is a great
podcast.
friend to me, and yesterday when I was sharing the flyer, so the many people, I am thankful to everybody who have really bucked me up to hold Major Ali because I know a lot of energy has come along on this show with him being here because it's not easy, obviously, to have him on board this talk show. But
No,
yes, so
it's easy,
we
it's easy.
had to
It's
be
easy.
we had to be courteous enough and humble enough, and I'm sure that I'm not even not even up to that mark to host him, but definitely my
भाई
stints to be
डिनर का है
brighter
डिनर
and
डिनर
happier
पुडिंग
by
ड्रिंक्स का है
hosting
भाई
him
स्नैक्स का है स्टार्टर्स
makes
का है
me. Yeah, yeah. So Sky is there, and I'm going to reach that soon because everybody has his or her own Sky in the mindset. So I thought that this could be a great start for my show, and soon we'll be nearing the 100th episode. And it's always a pleasure to talk to different people. And the ones who always join us, I would always feel grateful that if they can share the talk with others because they will come to know more about who is Major Ali and the people who are coming on the love seat, sharing their deep experiences a lot more, and the world is brighter. So every time I share a deep tip on this show, this is making your world brighter is by making a thought work into an act that speaks volumes. My dear friends, every day try making a thought of yours into an action and try seeing your weaknesses and bring them into your strengths. That will make your life a little better. Think
Gurleen,
better,
Gurleen,
brighter.
I'm just tempted to share one more. Since it was
Why
Kavi
not?
Vijay Devas. Just
Why
give
not?
you a slip. It's a wonderful poem.
Why
It's
not?
not my own poem. It's by, I think, an author by the name of B. Kumar. I read on the internet, in fact. He
True.
writes, we both left home at 18. You cleared the prestigious JEE. I cleared an entrance test of UPSC. You got through IIT. I got through the NDA. You pursued your degree. I pursued my passion and underwent the most rigorous and the toughest training. Your day started at 9 and ended at 5. Mine started at 5 and went on beyond 9 at night, sometimes staying up many a nights.
True.
You had your convocation ceremony. I had my passing out parade with pride. Best company took you, and the best package was awarded to you. I was pipped with 2 stars on my shoulders, which I perceive is worth more than 1 million in the sky. You got a plum job. I got a way of life. We were both sent on our respective duties. And before that, we both got married. You got to see your family every day. I just wished I got to see my parents and my wife soon. We were sent on respective duties. You went on luxurious business trips. I was sent on the rugged line of control. You celebrated festivals with lights, music, played with firecrackers with family. I celebrated festivals with firearms and played with my life in bunkers along with my comrades. Well, after performing our respective duties, we both returned. Both wives couldn't control the tears, and you wiped hers, but I couldn't. You hugged her, but I couldn't because my bullet ridden body was lying in the coffin with medals on my chest, and the coffin was wrapped with a tricolor. My way of life ended, yours continued. We both left home at 18. I became a martyr. But martyrs never die. They become legends and live in our hearts and minds forever. So I had to say, I was very tempted, and there's so much I can go on. Ramat has commented
Yes.
something. Never stayed for this
Yes.
much
Rahmat has
long.
commented.
I have never
Yes. He
stayed
said,
for this much long. Go on.
I've never stayed for this much long in any online session, even my online meetings. Thanks for this. And I would ask you, pray for me too. Ma'am Gurleen, you're just amazing. Wish I were there. I would have loved to meet you both. Thanks a lot, Rahmat. It makes my evening a little more special. For the people who have joined in, they've taken the valuable time, and the conversations seem to be never ending and they're just flowing. I am just not even knowing the time. So we have even crossed the time limit, but it states that we are giving you enough experiences that we can share on this platform so that you all can be motivated, inspired, or you can take away something that could be enlightening your life and making you live a
You,
little more brighter and
and,
better.
and Gurleen, there's one more poem, which, one of my favorites, in fact. I had Thomas Hardy's poem. I read this in school. But if
Okay.
someone, any of you, can just share my YouTube channel link once more over here. The parade or Mohammad Ali Shah Josh skills or Mohammad Ali Shah and so anyway, so just share the link while you share the link, Rahmat or Srishti or anyone.
Is it
So
the
Thomas,
same
thanks,
link
Rahmat.
that was posted before, or is
Rahmat
it a
is
different link?
the same link. Just refresh it so it
So
gets
I have
refreshed.
already flashed it on the screen itself. Rahmat had posted this, so it's there on the screen.
Rahmat is my best friend, by the way. I'll never forget you. Thanks, very sweet of you. Thanks a lot. So listen, Thomas Hardy writes. He writes the story of two soldiers who are posted on a border in the battlefield, but had they met elsewhere, not at the battlefield, not in a war zone, how things would have been different for them. They
Okay.
probably would have been friends. They would have probably treated each other in a bar for a drink. They probably would have sat
Yes.
down and talked, right? So listen to this poem.
Yes.
Thomas Hardy writes,
Okay.
hello, I think I'm frozen. Hello,
Yeah,
I
you
think
are
I'm.
there. Audible.
Is there?
Yes, yes, it's there.
All right. So anyway, so I'm getting carried away. Let me know if I'm going overboard with the poems. There's so many poems just
No, no,
flowing in.
that's all right.
Oh, we can hear you. Okay, fine, man. I thought we lost the connection somewhere. That is why.
Okay. We are very much there.
Had he and I but met at an old ancient inn, we would have sat us down to wet by many a nipper ken. But rage rather than fentry, staring face to face, I shot at him as he at me and killed him in his place. I shot at him because he was my foe, just so. He was a foe. Yes, he was my foe. That's clear enough, although I thought he would list perhaps, just as I, without a work, had sold straps, no other reason why. Yes, quaint and curious war is. You shoot a fellow down. You would treat if met where any bar is, or help to half a crown. It's about to. It's like it's on the eve of the Second World War, on 24th December. France and Germany, who were bitter enemies for centuries together,
Yes.
worse than what India and Pakistan are, or Palestine and Israel are. France
True.
and Germany, they had a
True.
friendly football match at the border. They played football, they sang together, they danced, they rejoiced. But the next morning,
Yes.
when the ceasefire got over, when the orders were passed, they were back to fighting at each other. The
Yes.
soldiers on the either side of the border are not personal enemies. They are performing the duty.
True.
Just like we are soldiers, the other
True.
side, they are also soldiers. They also are fighting for their motherland. When I was in the
True.
army, I had a paper on my training desk when I was in the academy which read, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed at war. And that helped me in good stead. Even in my theater, I would rehearse for a performance and then perform. Keep rehearsing and then perform. The more you sweat in
Wonderful.
peace, the less you bleed at war. And
Wonderful.
and I realized the aim is not to die for your country as an army man. The aim is to let the enemy die for their country.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
So, so
Very
there's
well
so much.
said.
Thank you. There's so much to share through my experiences in the army. Through when
Exactly.
I from the army, from the film industry, the film that I did for
Yes.
Yara, I grew my beard
Yara.
and my
Yes.
hair for 2.5 years. I learned to tie a 6 meters turban myself. I learned Thet Punjabi. पंजाबी गुरली मैं पंजाबी बोलनी सीखी मैं बिल्कुल ऐसे के आ आ
Tuti
पुरानी
Takash.
हां आ किताबा नहीं देला कुछ आए वड्डिया नाल गल करंदी अकल होनी चाहिए है
Yeah.
आ गुरुआ ने मुड़
Vadiya
के
boli.
so Thet Punjabi of accent. All right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I finished reading the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, complete पढ़ी है मैंने. I spent
Good,
a
good.
month in the Golden Temple. I was doing seva. I would sleep on the floor. I would do the
Good, good.
jhadu, pocha, bartan. I would clean the utensils. I would
Great.
serve food, make tea. And I've completed reading the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Not just the Guru Mukhi, the Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the English version. And you cannot read it without having a pagdi and the beard and all. And Kesh,
Yeah,
I
true.
followed the full, and I literally became Jasjeet Singh. So when people who see Yara, it's there on Z5, you can see it. There's
Yes,
Vidyut
yes,
Jamwal with me, Shruti Hassan.
yes,
You can't recognize me at all. You can't
yes,
recognize me in Heather. You can't recognize me in Bajrangi Bhaijan. You can't recognize me in
yes,
Agent Vinod. You can't recognize me in
yes,
Vodka Diaries. You can't recognize me in the Tashkent Files. You can't recognize me in the film that I have done.
So get into the
So,
character totally.
yeah, and it's all about passion. It's about how badly
Yes,
you want it. The passion. Rahman has given a very nice comment. Let me read this. I would
exactly. It
like
is
to
a
say,
long.
stanzas from my poem Blessed that go with the conversation. Don't be scared if you cannot swim. Just give yourself to the water and teach you. No one's touched the base without kicking off the crest. You're born to conquer yourself because you are blessed. Live for the moment you are in. You've got countless competitions, all to win. Don't submit yourself to the fears, screaming to the best. You are born to kill them all because you are blessed. Absolutely. That again reminds me of a poem by Erin Hansen called Not. What does
Okay.
Erin Hansen write? Erin Hansen says, "You're not your age or the size of clothes you wear. You're not a weight or the color of your hair."
Yes.
No, no. And it's amazing. I mean, it is like hats off to your dedication. Thanks, Rishi. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So you must.
Lot many
Okay.
people
Okay. How
getting
do you,
inspired by you, and I'm sure that this is going to be, shared by many people, and they're going to like this Deep Talks show because it's a special. Because a lot many people come, but a lot many people with a higher frequency to converse with a little bit of poetry and a touch of theater, touch of acting is still to be witnessed. So this show could make that thing happen on Deep Talks, and it could go, just overnight. It could just be shared with everybody and across the globe. People would be admiring this, and I'm so happy that I have hosted
one
it.
more thing. One more thing. We had English. We had Hindi. We didn't have
Yeah,
Urdu. Not listening to
Punjabi
Urdu.
also.
Urdu. Yeah, and Punjabi
Yeah,
also. We had Punjabi. Urdu.
yeah,
Urdu,
true.
when I speak of Urdu, I think of Mirza Ghalib, the great poet. My uncle played Mirza Ghalib's role in this serial called Guldar serial. So I
Okay,
know
yeah,
his
I
letters
seen
by
that
heart.
serial.
I know his letters by heart. And there's another poet by the name of Faiz Ahmad Faiz. Okay. And yeah, Rahmat, even I feel like a drawing room. Yeah, absolutely. Chill, Maro. Yeah, give me a high five for that, Rahmat. High five. I know you've changed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're preparing to go to bed. Yeah, that is it, Rahmat. Absolutely. Okay. First, Faiz Ahmed Faiz says in a very small nazm called Bol. बोल
Okay.
के लब आजाद है तेरी बोल सबाब तक तेरी है तेरा सुतवा जिस्म है तेरा बोल के चाप तक तेरी है देख के अंगार की दुकान में टुन है शोले सुर्ख है आन खुलने लगे कुफरों के दहाने
True.
फैला हर एक जिंदा बोल ये थोड़ा वक्त बहुत है जिस्म और जान की मौत से पहले बोल ये वक्त थोड़ा ही बहुत है बोल जो कुछ कहना है कह दे and now I will tell you something about Shang. Thank you. बहुत खूब You know Farsi. Rahmat, you know Farsi. I'll do something in Farsi then for you then. If you know Farsi, that is.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Now Mirza Ghalib wrote several letters. His letters are very famous, more than his शेर शायरी. People are really familiar with this. Like he said, हमें तो अपनों ने ही लूटा खैरों में कहाँ दम था पानी पत्ती वहीं डूबी जहाँ पानी कम था. So people know of his शेर शायरी, but his letters.
Yeah.
So he
Yes.
would write letters in 1857 when Bahadur Shah Zafar's court was there, and
Yes.
Nawab Hassan Zokh, Mirza Ghalib's Ustad, and Mirza
Yes.
Ghalib, they would have Jugalbandi.
Jugalbandi.
And
Yes.
so one,
So
and he
it
would
was
write letters
nice.
to me.
I quite like Shero Shairi, so that's a different connotation altogether because on this show, this conversation is not going to end if we start one by one on Shero Shairi because I'm fond of writing. So I feel that this is something that's amazing. If anybody has a talent, one should explore to the, I think people should explore their talents and they should take out their me time and try to find out various ways as to how they can bring in some opportunities in their life where they are engaged because an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So everybody can actually look into their potential skills and you may never know when the time is there and you are utilizing that skill in your life. That is what I think I have experienced in my life while hosting these shows, that how much passionate you can be towards your profession as well as your hobbies. And now my hobby is going to become my profession, and that is wonderful because in counseling I do listen and I do more of listening, so here I do more of talking. So I am actually utilizing all my skills and making it club into something that actually utilizes my energy to the fullest potential. I hope that Major Ali is doing the same. He's a multifaceted personality sitting on this love seat and shared a lot more than we can expect in this 1.5 hour session. And I would love you to share a message with the viewers before we end this conversation, which I know the viewers would not love to even say a goodbye to you because they are so much in love with what you've spoken on this show. And I hope that I bring many more wonderful guests like you on the show, and you would be helping me have more of the celebrities, actors, theater personalities coming and joining, and even people from your, academy joining me on this show, because I would want to interact with as many people as I can to learn a lot from everyone of every age.
Thank you, Gurleen. The message to all of you is, guys, never give up in life. Enjoy life to the fullest. Never get upset with small things. Live for today. Live for the moment. Stay. And the best way to do too many things in life. I've been in the management. I've been a theatre actor. I've been an international Tedex speaker and whatnot. But the best way to do too many things in life is to do one thing at a time. And never put your feet together in two different boats. It'll be a disaster. Do one thing, give it your best, and then start the other. And commitment and integrity. Like, when I was leading the parade in the army on 26th January, Rajpath, I had two fractured legs. When I saluted the President of India, both my legs were fractured. If you have one small fracture, you can't stand. It's difficult to stand. I was marching on Rajpath with the men behind me. Now, after I cross India Gate, I take a left turn. It's a 14-kilometer tough march right till Red Fort. We have to march digging in our heels. Now, nobody was watching us. There were no cameras. There was no audience. There were no spectators. There was no one. There was no media.
Yes.
Had I wanted, I could have taken it easy and walked.
Yes.
I don't have to march. But because no one was watching me. But my men behind me were watching me, right? And I was the officer leading them. If I do that, you can imagine what will they think of me? What respect will they have for me?
Yes, that holds respect.
Integrity.
It is commendable.
Integrity
Commendable that you've had so much to share on this show. That is a great message to the audience, to the viewers, and I am honored once again to have you on my show. If you have a message for me, you can always say it on the show.
Yeah, the message is, Ramadan, oye, तुसी जा रहे हो, तुसी ना जाओ, तो नहीं आएंगे भाई. तो गालिब साहब की आप खत सुनिए पहले तो आप. Ghalib Saab, he would write letters the way in today's world. Yes, I got it. I got what I wanted. You. Not you, Gurleen. Gurleen, not you.
Yes.
But you. Yeah, you only. I'm talking to you. I saw you. I could just visualize you. You were with your phone, right? Sending some WhatsApp message to someone at this time. Nahin. Kya tha ye? So the way we send WhatsApp messages or BBM or Facebook or SMS, emails, Twitter, Instagram. Similarly, Mirza Ghalib, in his time in 1857, he would write letters.
Yes.
It happens on WhatsApp. You send a message to somebody and you get 2 blue ticks. That means the person has seen the message but has not replied. You feel bad about it. A message. But we don't realize the person would be driving, cooking, might be in the shower, could be anything else, right? But we don't see. But no, 2 blue ticks came, the person didn't reply. So Mirza Ghalib would write letters. And one day he bumped into his wife's nephew, Nawab Alai, in the market, and he says, "Kyun bhai, kya miyan tum khat nahi likhte hai? Kya baat hai bhai?" So I don't write letters because mujhe aapka maskan nahi pata. I don't know your address. So he writes, he gets back and he gets very angry. He writes, "50 बरस से दिल्ली में रहता हूं, हजारा खत अतराफ जमानत से आते हैं, बहुत लोग ऐसे हैं जो मोहल्ला नहीं लिखते, सिर्फ शहर का नाम और मेरा नाम, ये सब मरातिब तुम जानते हो और उन खुतूत को भी तुम देख चुके हो, और फिर मुझसे पूछते हो अपना मस्कन बता. अगर मैं तुम्हारे नजदीक अमीर नहीं ना सही, अहले हरफा में से भी नहीं हूं कि जब तक मोहल्ला और थाना ना लिखा जावे, हर कारा मेरा पता ना बतावे. आप सिर्फ दहली लिखकर मेरा नाम लिख दिया कीजिए, खत पहुंचने का मैं जामिन। And they write from a letter, they come in a troubled times, मियाँ मैं बड़ी मुसीबत में हूँ, महलसरा की दीवारें गिर गई है, तुम्हारी फुप्पी कहती है हाय तपिया हाय मरी, दीवान खाने का हाल महलसरा से बदतर है, पखाना ढह गया है, छत छलनी है, अब 2 घंटा बरसे तो छत 4 घंटे बरसती है, अगर तुमसे हो सके तो भाई से मुझको वो हवेली जहां मीर हसन रहते थे और कोठी में से वो बलाखाना में दिलाने जहरी जो इलाही बख्श मरहूम का मस्कन था मेरे रहने को दिलवा दो। गालिब यकशंबा 27 जुलाई 1862, 27 जुलाई जो अब परसों हुई है 1862। अब मैं और 62 रुपये 7 आने कलेक्ट्री के,
It is
100 रुपये,
just
इनकम टैक्स जुदा, सूद जुदा, मुंह जुदा, बीवी जुदा, बच्चे जुदा, शागिर्द पेशा जुदा, तंग आ गया, गुजारा मुश्किल हो गया, सुबह सुबह की तबरीद मतरूख, चाश्त का गोश्त आधा, रात की शराब और गुलाब मौकूफ, 20-22 रुपया महीना बचा। यारों ने पूछा तबरीद और शराब कब तक ना पियोगे, जवाब दिया जब तक वो ना पिलाएंगे। अरे जो ना पियोगे तो किस तरह जियोगे, जवाब दिया जिस तरह वो जिलाएंगे। महीना पूरा नहीं गुजरा था कि रामपुर से अलावा सभई मुकर्ररी और रुपया आ गया। खैर हो, सुबह की तबरीद, रात की शराब जारी हो गई, गोश्त पूरा आने लगा। एंड वन मोर, ए मेरी जान, ये वो दिल्ली नहीं है जहां तुम पैदा हुए हो, ये वो दिल्ली नहीं है जहां तुमने इल्म तहसील किया है, ये वो दिल्ली नहीं है जहां तुम शोबान बेग की हवेली में मुझसे पढ़ने आते थे, ये वो दिल्ली नहीं है जहां 7 बरस की उम्र से आता जाता हूँ, ये वो दिल्ली नहीं है जहां 51 बरस से मुकीम हो, एक मिलिट्री कंप है। Okay, I'll do one last letter of Ghalib, which I love. My favorite letter from Mirza Ghalib's letter, all his letters, in fact.
yes.
It's in chaste Urdu. It will be difficult to understand, so I'll translate it. It took me 8
Okay.
readings to actually understand it. 8 times I had to read it to understand.
Yeah.
That too partly.
Okay.
His best friend Mirza Tafta's beloved Elia उनकी गुजर जाती है, तो वो एक ताजियत में कंडोलेंस एक खत लिखते हैं। क्या लिखते हैं? गम ना खाओ, गम ना खाओ, जो ना जान ना सही मुन्ना जान सही। जब मैं बहिश्त का तस्वुर करता हूं और सोचता हूं कि अगर मगफिरत हो गई, एक कसर मिला और एक हूर मिली, अखामत जावेदानी है और उसी ने एक वक्त के साथ नखानी है, इस तस्वुर से जी घबराता है और कलेजा मुंह को आता है। हाय हाय वो हूर अजीरन हो जावेगी, तबीयत क्यों ना घबरावेगी, या होश में आओ, कहीं और दिल लगाओ। So he writes, I'll explain this. गम ना खाओ, जो ना जान ना सही मुन्ना जान सही। Don't worry, there's plenty of fish in the sea. That's what he means. Huh? I'm not saying that. He said that. His sense of humor.
Yeah.
जब मैं बहिश्त का तस्वुर करता हूं, मैं think of the day of paradise, the world has come to an end. वाह क्या बात है, बहुत खूब, दिल से। Thank you, रहमान। Thanks, Rishti. जब मैं बहिश्त का तस्वुर करता हूं, I think of the day of the paradise. तस्वुर, सोचना, कल्पना करना, imagination. सोच रहा हूं।
True.
सोचता हूं कि अगर मगफिरत हो गई, मगफिरत इन उर्दू मीन्स मेरे सारे गुनाह माफ कर दिए गए और मेरे को जन्नत नसीब हो गई, आई गॉन टू हेवन, और एक कसर मिला और एक हूर मिली। कसर मीन्स अ कैसल, अ हूर मीन्स अ डैम्सल, अ ब्यूटीफुल
Damsel. Yeah.
एक कसर मिला और एक हूर मिली, अखामत जावेदानी है और उसी नेक वक्त के साथ तखानी है। इट्स अ ग्रेट लाइफ देयर आफ्टर, इट्स अ ग्रेट लाइफ इन दैट कैसल, दैट हूर। अकामत जावेदानी है और उसी नेक वक्त, इट्स फॉरएवर, इट्स फॉर एटर्निटी, देयर इज नो आफ्टर लाइफ हियर आफ्टर।
Yes.
हाय हाय वो हूर अजीरन हो जावेगी, even though she's a hoor, even though I'm living in a castle, ajiran in Urdu means intolerable. हाय हाय वो हूर अजीरन हो जावेगी, तबीयत क्यों ना घबरावेगी।
True.
I will get rested by thought, मियाँ होश में आओ, कहीं और दिल लगाओ. What a deep meaning in this letter, right? Anyhow, एक और सुनिए आप, उर्दू में सुनिए भाई. एक प्ले से है, एक शहजादे साहब हैं, शहजादा साहब जंगल से गुजर रहे हैं, एक सफेद घोड़ा है और घोड़े को लेके वो जंगल में भटक गए हैं, खो गए हैं. तो घोड़े को वो पेड़ से बांधते हैं, ठंड बहुत हो रही है, तो थोड़ी आग लगा के बैठ जाते हैं वहां पे मस्त. ठीक है भाई, सुबह को निकलेंगे, रात तक यहाँ पे इंतजार करते हैं. सफेद घोड़ा है, उसका नाम है सोलोमन. सोलोमन को पेड़ से बांध देते हैं और बैठ जाते हैं आग के आगे, हाथ देख रहे हैं. और घोड़े से बात करते हैं, बोलते हैं, सोलोमन, क्या तुमने कभी प्यार किया है? प्यार भी ऐसा जो पहले दीदार में हो जाए, दीदार ऐसा कि सामने वाले का चेहरा भी आधा दिखाई दे. ए, देखो ये आग अपनी चमक पर कितना इतरा रही है. और कसम से दोस्त, इस आग की चमक उस आग के सामने कुछ नहीं है जो आज नकाब की आड़ में मैंने देखी है. उस हुस्ने महताब की रोशनी अब तक मेरे दिल में चमक रही है और सारे दिल को रोशन कर रही है. तुम जानते हो मेरा दिल कितना बड़ा है, इस जंगल से भी बड़ा, बहुत बड़ा. हाँ, उस हुस्ने महताब को देखने से पहले वो इस जंगल की तरह हुस्न की धूप के लिए तरसता था. देखो ये आग इतरा रही है कि इसने जंगल के अंधेरे को चीर दिया, इसमें सेंध लगा दी, मगर कितनी. क्या क्या तुम्हें वो पेड़ दिखाई दे रहा है? नहीं ना. पर कसम से दोस्त, उस हुस्न की रोशनी ने मेरे दिल के गोशे गोशे में चिरागा कर दिया है. काश मैं उस परिजात का पूरा चेहरा देख पाता. ए खामोश सितारों, ओ बेआवाज जंगल, मैं तुम्हारे सामने कबूल करता हूं कि मैंने अपने नापाक हाथों से उस मलिका हुस्न के अनछुए बदन को छुआ है. और इस गुनाह की सजा मुझे ये मिली कि मेरा दिल उसके प्यार में गिरफ्तार हो गया और अब एक मासूम बच्चे की उठती गिरती आंखों की तरह धड़क रहा है. कुछ मासूम सवालों के साथ. क्या करूं? खामोश सो जाऊं? क्या मालूम वो ख्वाब में आके अपना चेहरा दिखाई दे. उसे देखने के लिए ही सोता हूं, उसे सुनने के लिए चुप हो जाता हूं, एकदम चुप, खामोश, चांद की तरह. So I can go on. Yeah, it's like I love performing. It's a passion with me. And mind you, one more thing, guys. The same boy who couldn't speak at all, who began to speak very late in life, when he learned to speak, he would stammer, stutter, lisp, get stuck while speaking, underconfident, shy, timid guy who forgot his lines on stage, who was made fun of, who teased, bullied, who failed a year in school, repeated his class, but then cleared the IIMs. That is like the toppers of IITians come there. After clearing JE, they cleared CAT and then they come there. So the boy who couldn't speak has given the highest number of Tedex talks in the world. The boy who flunked in school.
Yes.
You know, there's another wonderful poem. And I got it on WhatsApp this morning. And if I remember correctly, it said something like, the topper of the class is a happy homemaker. The backbench of the lot turned into a well-known designer. The often ignored Joe became a well-known writer. And the fiery and the flamboyant fashionista became a well-known lawyer. The one who failed in the maths paper is a very famous web designer. And the boy who stood often outside the class is a respected army officer. The reunion taught me how people come with many layers and told me never judge a book by its cover. Each child out there has a different success story. Right? So I was a child who was always living self-doubt.
We have popped in again on this show So before this technical error goes a little longer, is there any experience of yours that has touched your heart and you still remember it even now? Like one from your fans or from your close ones, if you remember. So can you share that so that this conversation remains etched in the minds of people who will be watching this? So it'll be great if you share something that can make that fan of yours really happy.
Gurleen, it was the year 2014, and I was very new to Mumbai. I had just
Okay.
shot for Vishal Bhardwaj's film Heather, and I was staying in
Okay.
a place called Boisar, which is 120 kilometers away from the main city in Mumbai. So one
Okay.
day at Boisar station, early morning, now I had to travel for 2.5 hours from the local train. I had to hang myself, and that's the days I bought a bicycle for myself. That's the time. So I had to hang
Yes.
myself for 120 kilometers. I couldn't bicycle up to Mumbai. So at Boisar station, early morning at 6:30, I saw a crowd standing.
Okay.
Oh, we have a habit as human beings. We gather and see what's going on. Bher chal, herd mentality, what's going on. But we will not do anything about it. But we will rather go and join the crowd. So I
True.
also went and looked, what's the crowd about? And I saw a pool of red blood flowing in, fresh. And there was a man lying down, dead, with a veil on his head. And
God.
around the dead body were people crowded around. The first thing I did was, being an army officer, I have seen enough bloodshed. I've been in the line of fire, I've
Yes.
led from the front. But let me tell you, war is not the solution. At the end of the war, a mother waits for her son, a father
Yes.
waits for his son,
Yes.
a brother loses a brother, a wife loses a husband, a sister loses a
Yes.
brother, a friend loses a friend. It
Yes.
is the politicians who shake hands.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we're all humans.
True.
Mahatma Gandhi once said, an eye for an eye will make the nation go blind. He had given the
True.
speech on 2nd August 1945 at Sabarmati.
Yes.
And so, anyhow, so I found this full of blood. I found this dead body. So, first thing, I moved the wheel and I checked his
Okay.
pulse. You don't believe if I tell you, the pulse was there.
God.
I checked his breath, he was breathing. I immediately told everyone, guys, move out, clear the area,
Yes.
no one to crowd around. And
Yes.
I said, is there any nursing assistant? I, there was a train coming, and I didn't have time to go above the bridge and all. So I just rushed to the
Yes.
train. I risked my life. There was a train coming, but I didn't care. I shouldn't, it's wrong thing to do, wrong example, but I just rushed and dashed down and went to the station master's office, grabbed the mic. Hey, कौन आ गया? एक
Yes.
मिनट भाई रोकना मत तेरे को. And I asked, is
Yes.
there any यहाँ पे कोई nursing assistant या डॉक्टर कोई है? एम्बुलेंस मंगाओ, एक इमरजेंसी है. लोगों ने लाश समझा है, लाश नहीं है यहाँ पे, वो आदमी जिंदा है, उसको सख्त इमरजेंसी मेडिकल एड की जरूरत है.
True.
And then we rushed him, ambulance came, and we rushed him to the hospital.
God.
Guy was placed on the ventilator and he survived.
Yeah, that is fantastic, and that's an experience that's you have made someone live, and it is wonderful because nobody would. I know that example that you're saying is could be wrong, but at that point of time, you were practical enough to see that this person can live, and you were the one, you were the savior. So anyone can help anyone. Asking for help and giving help should be just as natural. Like people these days, they don't easily help people. So this is a great message to all those who have joined us. Vinayak Bangia, thanks a lot for joining in. Rehmat
Hey,
Tanzila,
Vinayak Bangia.
thank
Hi,
God.
I didn't say hi to Vinayak. Hey, Vinayak, I hope you subscribe to my
Thanks
YouTube
a
channel.
lot.
Go on YouTube, Mohammad Ali Shah. रहमत फिर से एक बार लिंक शेयर कर दो
Yes,
भैया प्लीज यार मेहरबानी होगी.
yes, yes.
सब
I
दोस्त है
can
ना?
share the link once again. So, despite all this that what we have shared tonight, I believe that we have had a great conversation, my dear friends. The ones who have joined us,
गुरलीन
it is
गुरलीन
wonderful.
एक और आखिरी वन ये हमारे विनायक भाई साहब के लिए क्योंकि विनायक भाई अभी आए
Why not?
भाई
Why
क्योंकि
not?
मैं फौज में भी रह चुका हूं मैंने कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ भी देखी है तो अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन लीडरशिप एंड मैनेजमेंट
Yes,
a boss says I a leader says we A boss says get there on time. A leader gets there ahead of time. A
True.
boss knows how it is done. A leader shows how it is to be done. A
True.
boss says go. A leader says let's go.
So,
A boss lets his people know where he stands. A leader lets his people know where they stand. A boss works hard to produce. A leader works hard to help his people produce.
true.
A boss
True.
takes the credit. A leader gives it away. So, who are you? A boss or a leader? Think and take action to be a leader, not a boss. भैया हमारी बातें कभी खत्म नहीं होगी गुरलीन. I can go on till morning.
It's true.
But तो मैं कह
That's
रहा हूँ जल्दी कह रहा
wonderful
हूँ
because
देखो
this is
भैया
an
मैं YouTube
eternal
चैनल सब्सक्राइब कर लो.
conversation.
मिल टॉक है उसमें.
Yes, Rahmat Tanzila's
गुरलीन हैव यू
shared the
सब्सक्राइब.
link. My dear viewers, please
आप
do
सब्सक्राइब किया मैडम.
subscribe. Yes, and get in touch with anyone, and you will be feeling better once you see the channel and you will subscribe and you will come to know what kind of a personality Major Muhammad Ali Shah is. And despite the fact that this conversation is coming to an end, I need to really, really thank all those who had joined us and the ones who will be sharing this link after this episode ends up. I would love to say that stay glued to this screen because this is a 67th episode and we would be hosting someone really special in the next episode. And a last parting line so that this conversation just gets a little uplift, and all over to you, Major Ali Muhammad Shah.
और एक और एडवाइस मैं दूंगा अपन को पोएम because we stayed up the late night and in the morning we have a work in the morning, so
Yes.
if the mountain seems too big today, climb a hill instead. If the morning brings you sadness, it's okay to stay in bed. If the day ahead feels heavy and your plans feel like a curse, there's no shame in rearranging. Don't make yourself feel worse. A day is not a lifetime. A rest is not defeat. It is just a quiet, kind retreat. The mountain will still be there when you want to climb again. You can climb it in your own time. Just love yourself till then. Yeah, guys. Love yourself, guys. Love yourselves.
Love yourself. Where love takes a seat, confidence gets a high, sky becomes a mission, fly deals with thoughts converted in actions. This was Gurleen Khokhar, your host and your lovable friend, streaming this live 67th episode of Deep Talks with the Major Muhammad Ali Shah. And that was a wonderful show tonight. Thanks a lot once again, Major Muhammad Ali Shah, for honoring Deep Talks. And I hope that we stay as friends and you bring in a lot many souls to this show. Thanks a lot. Good night, dear friends. Bye bye.